Good evening. My name is Hollis Smith, and as Vice President of Business Development for the Minority Business Hall of Fame and Museum, I would like to welcome all of you to the 8th Annual Induction Ceremonies. We are pleased that you chose to be a part of this historic event hosted by Harold and Pauline Price Center for Entrepreneurial Studies at UCLA Anderson School of Management. The center has been very gracious and generous in their support of the hall and has shown us every courtesy as we plan this event. We are here for a special evening to celebrate the accomplishments of 6 outstanding individuals who made great strides on behalf of strengthening economic development in minority communities.
We started the MBHF&M, Don McNeely, Carol Foster, and myself 8 years ago because we felt that the history of minority business development should be documented and should be put in a place that other people who come behind us should know and will see the accomplishments that were brought about, and they could build on those accomplishments. Right now, our museum is virtual, mbhf.org. Don't go there yet or now, but please visit it. We're working on initiatives to make it more permanent. We will continue to do our induction ceremonies. We've been here for 3 years. We will move it around the country going forward. We want to make sure that we've got all the people who need to be inducted in this Minority Business Hall of Fame and Museum are inducted.
As John mentioned, for 3 decades, nearly 3 decades now, we've been involved in minority business and the minority business arena. And of course, we've been able to recognize many of the forerunners in this space. And of course, these are the folks that have been making it happen in the minority business space for many, many years. These are the people that had tenacity and that had the vision. Of course, 8 years later, as we look back, here we are, and we've come a long way. We're delighted to have honored 39 outstanding men and women and 3 organizations over the years. And tonight, we honor 6 additional individuals that will add to this wonderful list of community leaders, business leaders, and individuals that support minority business.
This 8th induction ceremony for the Minority Business Hall of Fame is a meaningful milestone event tonight in the history of documenting what's important about those who have contributed to building managerial capacity and entrepreneurial success, indeed wealth and support for our diverse communities. Increasingly, with diverse businesses being the majority, it will be in no time when activities like this take on less significance, but at the same time it's important because we can learn from the stories that those would offer that have come before. And I think it's a wonderful purpose that the Hall of Fame.
Because of this incredible support tonight, we honor 6 individuals who are successful by any standard. Among them are entrepreneurs who dared to take a chance, corporate executives who saw a way to make a difference, government officials who worked for equal access, and some have worn more than one hat in more than one industry. Of those we are honoring tonight, 4 have met with sitting presidents of the United States to discuss issues relevant to minority business development. 3 have received presidential appointments. Another has a letter of gratitude from a member of the British Parliament for international work. We are truly among tall cotton tonight. We are with pioneers.
I just want to say very few things. One is, one of the things that I'm very proud of is that my tenure at the Small Business Administration. And one of the most important things that I think that we accomplished there is that we really started moving the needle on making sure that minority businesses, these emerging markets, got their fair share of loans, contracts, and training. It just seemed to me unbelievable that this fastest growing part of the economy didn't get their fair share. And so we really worked hard, and I'm very, very proud that by the time that we left there, we broke records in every one of those areas. Fully 1/3 of all loans were going to minorities, many loans going to women-owned businesses. We really were able to do much more in procurement. And having said all of that, there's still a lot of work that's left to be done. For those of you that have served in government or know people in government, you know how hard it is sometimes to make change at the federal level, but it's worth it. And I commend all those that are being inducted tonight and all those that are in this room, in this community. When I was growing up, I never thought that I would have this career in business and in government, and I still continue doing it. I'm very blessed that I've come from the family that I came from. But one thing that I learned from my father is that family, friends, faith are first. That really is what is first, because at the end of the day, these awards and these accomplishments are really important, but they're just a testament to what came before, which is all what I just said, the family, the friends, and the faith. And so I'm very, very thankful for that.
You'll be able to read about what I did in the program. You'll be able to read about what others did in the program. But we cannot tell the story of supplier diversity without telling the story of the people who supported us, the people who sacrificed for us, our friends and our family. I look out in the audience and I see Michael Robinson of IBM. We fought, we argued. But we never lost sight of the goal. We knew that aside from the marketplace, we were all in this together. And the relationships, the network, cannot be undervalued at all. So when we tell the story of what we did, it is, from my position, equally important that we tell the story of how we did it. We loved one another. We learned to call upon one another. We learned to have faith and trust in one another. And we learned that it just wasn't about us. We had to set the standard for all of those who had to come behind us.
You know, so my challenge is, as minority business advocates and supporters, I ask that all of you think where you have an opportunity to find one African American, Latino, Asian American, woman entrepreneur, one hopeful, reach out to them, follow them through, spend time with them, tell them your individual stories. That's why I'm here at UCLA, still trying to serve all of you. I really feel that today, I'm a cancer survivor. I wouldn't be here. They say, well, what about diet and exercise? You're in good shape. No, I'm here because I'm blessed. I'm blessed because God blessed me. And when I wake up in the morning, to show him how much I love him, and I've gotten God's love through all of you in this room and through so many people, I get up and ask one thing: who can I help today? Who can I help today? Who can I reach out? What inconveniences me? What's uncomfortable for me? What disturbs my comfort? Somebody out there who needs me. My challenge is we all know who they are. Some of them are lost, some of them are successful. When we leave here tonight, let's take that message with us. Let's go out. And that's the message I heard, this is not my message. This is a message that this Hall of Fame is all about. It's about lifting up. It's about reaching out. It's about loving the unlovable. Thanks for loving me. Can I get an amen? Amen.
What I'm very thankful for people like John, Hollis, and others, and those here in this room and maybe your predecessors, was that not too often in our lives do we get the chance to participate in an idea or concept that is new and evolving and do something with it. And when I was at Pfizer, I saw that that idea really grasped at my heart and my intellectual thinking. I had some interest in in politics and relationship of the public sector and the private sector. It tied to that a little bit. And I guess that's what, other than being the youngest guy in the purchasing organization at that time, and the guy said, you know, who do we look to deal with these minorities? And, well, let's give it to Duffy. Maybe he can figure it out. But it turned me on, and I thank all of you that were there trying to defining what the concept was, and the rest of you in this room, and maybe your predecessors, because that's really what turned me on to the whole thing. So I really, again, say that and maybe one other time in my career have I found something like that that's a concept and idea to move forward. But I really thank the predecessors and the people that came up with the concept, that you could take an idea, take a concept whose time had come, and then start to do something with it. And that's what our organization did, was we took a good idea and started to figure out how to work with it.
We are counting on today's next generation of businesses who will build the new economy. To visualize the future, we must reflect on the past. In the early 1980s, a spirit of cooperation among the largest minority business groups in Southern California was going strong. The Latin Business Association, the Black Business Association, Asian Business Association, and United Indian Development. We forged a bond with common objectives and mutual respect. It was known as the Federation of Minority Business Associations. The Federation represented the combined membership of the 4 organizations. That's a lot of power. And we spoke with one voice. And that's the way it could be. In the words of John F. Kennedy, a man may die, nations may rise and fall, but an idea lives on. Thank you very much.
Right over there, Kenneth Leventhal, after a period of time and some arm wrenching, stuff like that, by some professor from UCLA, they hired me. So I got my experience, and so I could get my CPA. That's the way I got a CPA, through some arm wringing and other kinds of things. So one of the things that stopped me from being maybe like Charles Harper, I'm gonna talk about the house that Hank built in a minute, was the fact that I decided that I wasn't gonna let other blacks have to go through the kinds of things I went through to get a CPA. So I wanted to start my own firm. I could have been a partner in Leventhal, made beaucoup money, whole bunch of it. But I wanted to start my own firm to offer an opportunity primarily for blacks, but for all people, all people. And I did. I had the second largest black CPA firm in the nation in the early 70s and most of the 70s. That was not by happenstance, that was by design. And staying to it, because I wanted to create that opportunity for other folks who look like me.
In closing, I have heard the makings of good event is when you folks get out in an expedient manner and they are having such good times they want to stick around. We hope this was such an event for you. The food was great, the inductees were remarkable, the audience was appreciative.